Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video we are looking at ROKU. We will be doing some technical analysis. By keeping things simple, we will be looking at long-term and short-term support and resistance levels along with the review of the recent price action and see where the price may move in the next couple of weeks. Alright, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, like and share this video, and without any further delay, let's go into the video. Okay, so what do we have here on the daily? We are up 2.84% today and the SPY is up 1.8%. So we had a green day after a long time. Okay, so that's a good news, but we are at a very critical zone for ROKU stock. The reason I say is, let me just move to a monthly chart and draw the support line. Okay, so we have this around $60 is the low back in March of 2020, and it kind of was around like $55 was the range, the low before we broke this 4-bar pattern to the upside back in April of 2019. And that particular region, the green line, the horizontal line I drew, is again one of the highs in the initial months of the IPO. So this is a very huge level, okay, that acted as support and resistance previously. Now we are back to that level, and on the monthly especially, I do not see any bottoming signs yet, which is kind of scary if you are a investor and have been maybe like holding the stock anywhere from there or expecting any bounce around not much on the monthly, but we'll look at the weekly. But if you're anywhere from above here, you're still like in deep trouble here, because if this thing breaks around from $60, we do not have any support until back around $30. Okay, that is a 50% move to the downside. Okay, so it is very critical that the stock holds here, maybe changes the trend here, consolidates and tries to move upwards. Okay, let's look at the weekly chart after the monthly. Again, even on the weekly, the only thing in the near term other than the previous bounces were few weeks back in, I think, end of July or beginning of the August, we see a bounce here. Okay, so we see that a bullish harami which kind of lasted after the earnings. We dropped much lower, whichever the support was around $70, right? We dropped below and claimed back that 70. Now we are slowly selling off with the market last few weeks. And also the market, all right, the ad industry is also struggling. We had a bearish news saying the Wall Street Investment Bank is expecting it to go even much lower, with the ad industry kind of struggling, right? Because there could be a potential recession, right? All these stock kind of in these ad industry stocks lower, all the streaming, which most of their revenue is dependent on the ad revenue. Okay, so what do we have here as a resistance? We may actually find some form of bounce here if the market keeps on bouncing, but your resistance again will be around here at $100, which acted as a huge resistance last few months. As you can see, we were not able to close above that on the weekly at all, and previously that acted as your support. Now it is acting as resistance. And even if you go on to the daily, right, I'll show you the main level that we may actually have to first claim before any form of bounce happens. The key level that I see here is this level, okay, around $75. The reason is, here we had a huge engulfing candle where the bears have completely taken over, and later on we had wick to the mid 70s and then came back down. Okay, so if we are changing the trend, let's draw the trend line as well for the near term, not like the long term trend line. Okay, so this trend needs to be broken. Okay, that trend needs to be broken. Alongside that, we want this stock to break that and maybe like either consolidate, okay, before it moves higher, or we want the continuation of the trend. Okay, and the again the resistance will be at the $100 mark if we break this $75. Okay, so those, and also we still do have some form of resistance, but the key one for us as traders in the next couple of weeks would be, if the continuation of this uptrend to hold, would be if we break this $75 range. Okay, and it had acted as a significant support back since long time in the last few weeks or last couple of months. If you see, that had acted like a huge support even back in the COVID time. Okay, so we see that as a both resistance and support. That was again here we see in the August 2018 it was the highs, and that was a resistance as well, again here in March 19. Okay, so that level is very critical for us to make any move higher. So again, so the key thing here is, you want, as a bull or as a long, you want this to hold this $60 level. If it breaks, as you can see, it will slowly bleed down to this $30 mark with the kind of bearish news and environment we are in. So you have to be careful, you have to risk and have a discipline to take your loss. If you're already long, you always have to plan and play the game properly as a trader. If you're a long-term investor, you have other significant parameters that you are tracking. Maybe you might think this is very undervalued and it can go back to its previous highs, and that's your fundamental analysis and that's your investment strategy. But as a trader, you always have to be disciplined. You need to know all these key levels of technical support and resistance levels so that you can make your decisions properly. All right, this is my honest opinion about ROKU stock. If you want me to do some analysis on the stocks that you have, please drop them in the comments. I will put them in the next videos. All right, take care, be safe, bye.